What is up, Broncos country? The Broncos advanced to 2-0 in the preseason. The BUCKEM Crew is here tonight. Have no fear. We're going to give our reactions. But you know how we do. If it ain't about the Broncos, buck 'em.
Okay, let's go.
What is up, you guys? Good evening. Let's get into the topic of discussion. First and foremost, I missed you guys. Thank you for having me back. I'm your host, Fanatic Dak. I didn't say that before, but that's okay. It's been a long day. Forgive me, guys. Michael, how are you today? It's good to see your beautiful face on camera, bro.
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Seeing Troy Franklin, so we're gonna get into that later.
Ah, Kinley, my boy, what you doing? How are you, bro? It feels like it's been so long, baby. We back. We linked up in this
We
business.
back. We back. Hi, I'm doing great. My guy Pat Bryant looked like a stud and possibly a wide receiver.
Hold on. Hold your horses.
I know. Are we ready? We ready?
We'll get
All
to
right,
that.
my bad. What's up, Broncos country? What's up?
So, anyways, the Broncos win in convincing fashion, 27-7 in the second preseason game, going 2-0. Yes, the starters did not start, but there were players that were involved in the game plan that I anticipate will have a big role. But in that game yesterday, unfortunately, we got news that Nick Garzulio is out for the season. He'll be placed on injured reserve, ending his season. A player that I felt pretty confident in being as a depth piece, potentially as a Powers replacement later down the line, But I'm wishing him a speedy recovery. Maha, salute to him. It's bad news, He sustained the knee injury in the third quarter of yesterday's game. So, one more thing of news: we signed a fullback today, and Adam Prentice. I think he had some run. I think with the Saints is the team that came to mind. We're dealing with injuries at that position, and Nate Adkins and Michael Burton. I was anticipating a move there. But now let's get into the thick of things. Michael, you watched the game. How are you feeling, bro? How are you feeling about this team?
You know what? If that was my first time watching the Broncos play, I would say they have two of the best starting receivers, and I would have been thinking that Pat Bryant and Troy Flanker were the starting receivers.
Oh,
They are amazing. They know spacing. They understand getting off the ball, and they understand how to move the chains. More importantly, I am so impressed by these two young guys. The future is so bright. Like, man, I don't have nothing else to say other than I just cannot wait to week one.
let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Kinley,
Man,
Pat Bryant, this is your move. This is your chance. Go ahead.
man. Are we surprised? Haven't we been saying this? Why are we shocked? Why are we shocked
It
that
just feels good.
Bryant is out there getting open, catching passes, and literally catching passes at his shoestrings and not breaking stride? Like all the quarterbacks love him. We shouldn't be shocked by this. We shouldn't. We've seen it in camp, and now we're seeing it on the field. He's a chain mover. He's a sure-handed guy. He's like, it's Pat Bryant. Like Sean Payton is literally gushing over this guy. But now he's also gushing over Troy Franklin. And I think Troy Franklin has us all gushing over him because this is the receiver that we felt could take that next big step. And he's clearly shown it, especially showing late hands, snagging balls above his head, tracking the ball well. Like, man, he's putting it together. Him and Pat Bryant had a field day versus Arizona. And it was beautiful to see.
Yeah, I love it, bro. 4 receptions, 70 yards, a 17 and a half yard average per catch. Solid, bro. His longest was 29 yards for a reception on one reception. Targeted 5 times, bro. So 4 out of 5. Damn, that's solid, bro.
Yeah.
And you go to Troy Franklin because we talking about Troy Franklin. Yeah. you know what? Let's give this guy a round of applause. You know, he is. You know, he was counted out by many. You know,
By
had a
many.
rough rookie season. I think maybe it was the transition of things. You know, but you know what? Whatever it was that he had, we knew what he had to get to improve his game. He put in the work. You know, put his head down, didn't listen to the noise, and that young man has put in the work. Yesterday, another showing, 4 receptions, 67 yards, 2 TDs, and he's looking phenomenal out there. And it looks like he can catch that ball, kind of thing. Looking phenomenal out there. I'm excited, man. That Duck Dynasty connection is,
The Duck Dynasty.
you know, and
Look
it's
at him. This is why you don't count. This is why you're when Oregon players, your opinion, and Texas players for Kinley, you guys don't account. Like if those guys do good, you can't say I was right. Like because every
hold
Texas
on.
player, every Oregon player is supposed to make it in your eyes. Look at if Alex takes over the starting job. Oh my goodness,
You already know,
you're
bro.
gonna have the flying V here. Like
But it just warms my heart, bro, because like I was like so excited about both Bo Nix and Troy Franklin during the draft that we got them. And a lot of people were like convinced that Troy Franklin was just like a go route kind of guy. I'm like, hold on, you know, he's not just that. Stop it. And look at him now, bro. Look at me. I'm just like, ooh, I knew it. I knew it. I just knew it. I had it. I mean, I'm not all X's and O's, baby, but I got a vibe, and the vibe was just right.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, let's what were some risers going into well shoot, let's talk about the running backs. That's a interesting discussion.
Hot topic.
Give me what your thoughts are on the
Hot
running backs.
topic.
What
The
you think?
running backs, you know what? I don't want to say this is not my expertise or anything like that. But I don't. Whoever they pick, I'm gonna be fine with because I feel performance-wise, they've all shown that they could be part of this team. Watson, Bidet, McLaughlin. I also only say estimate. We'll need some big showings the next preseason. Like he'll really need to do something to keep him on. But I've been super impressed by all of them. It seems like they are pushing each other to make the team. But Kinley, we'll hand it off to you because you probably got a better idea of who's going to make it and who's not.
Man, I mean, you kind of hit it. You kind of hit on it. You know, like I'm really fine with whoever they pick. No, I can't. I can't lie to myself. No, I'm not fine with whoever they pick. I
I
think
knew it.
the running back group. I think the running back group should be J.K., R.J., Bidet, and Watson. And before I'm pretty sure McLaughlin is going to make it, but I just find it hard for Sean Payton to cut Blake Watson. He's not making it on the practice squad. Like you're not going to sneak him on there. Like he's putting out great tape out there, and we wanted Jaleel to be what Watson can can do, dynamic, make people miss, use your speed, break those ankle tackles. McLaughlin can't do that. You know, like McLaughlin has had strong preseasons the last 3 years. He's had strong preseasons. Season comes, where'd that go? Where'd that go? But you've seen a glimpse of Watson last year versus the Chargers. You've seen what he can do with the ball in his hands. So I just feel like Watson is an upgrade over McLaughlin. Now, will that happen? I don't know, but the next game will determine a lot. But watching Watson, dude, he can turn literally nothing into something. You know, I believe he had a catch. It was like 3 or 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Makes a guy miss, makes another guy miss, and gets like a 3-4 yard gain. McLaughlin's not doing that. And then later in the game, he gets a check down and he turns it into like a 15-yard game. Three defenders were on him. He shakes the first two and outruns the next one. McLaughlin's not doing that. And so that's where I argue, like, okay, are you sure you want to let Blake Watson go for Jaleel? Because I think Bidet makes the roster because, one, he can pass block really well. And so to me, just from watching the game, I just find that you cannot cut Blake Watson. You can't. Because if he goes performs for another team and he's doing great, you had that in the building. You had that in the building. And then Jaleel, what's Jaleel doing? Nothing. Because your first two guys are RJ and JK, and Jaleel's just in the back. Not to mention, Jaleel doesn't play that much special teams. Blake Watson does. So that's another reason to keep him. But let me stop ranting here. I could go on and on and on and on.
You know what? I am just getting so sick and tired of you taking my man again. You took my damn man. Look at you. And you don't have no remorse.
None.
You took my man, Blake Watson. You took KD last time. You took Blake Watson again. We're
I'm
not
sorry.
doing this.
I'm sorry.
But you know what? You are so right, and I agree with you in all four aspects. And pertaining to which running backs we are keeping, I agree. I am in sync with you. We're not the boy band when I say in sync, but I agree with you on the notion of you know, that we'll keep those four running backs and Bidet. Blake Watson, phenomenal. I think he's the best receiving back that we have because
Yes.
you look at him as a, he transitioned from a wide receiver to a running back. Also, he can be a punt returner or a kick returner for us, just throwing that out there, that you wanted him to, what do you call it? Partake in special teams. That's a way he can do that,
Yep.
So yeah, but Jaleel McLaughlin, though, man, I know we counted him out. 3 carries, 48 yards, 16 average yards per carry. Freaking ridiculous. His longest was being that 35-yard rush that he did have,
Yeah.
So I mean, he's not making this decision by any means easy. So
Easy. Yeah, right. He's making it tough.
But Audric Estime, on another hand, 9 carries, 20 yards, 2.2 yards average. Like, that's tough. I mean, despite whatever line he was running behind,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with in terms of the running back position. But what about what else in that game do you feel? What gives you confidence, I guess? Because man, it looks like we're humming on both sides of the ball.
You want to take this one, Michael? Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say one position that's giving me a lot of confidence that I had zero confidence going into is the tight end group.
Oh,
I'm starting to see some things that I'm like, boy,
okay.
Sean might have dialed some stuff up. I don't want to butcher his last name, Przeski.
Price scoring?
Price, yeah, like
Yeah.
the dude can play. I know the fumble and everything is there. I don't know how gonna keep that guy, but we need to keep him. Like, he can play. I know everybody's been focusing on loaner and stuff like that, but that guy's ready to play NFL football on multiple, from blocking to running the routes. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna learn to hold on to something like that. It's a great lesson to learn in preseason, making those mistakes. But I mean, we've seen Ingram right off the bat, and I'm going to go back to those receivers again. Boy, each one of those receivers made a block that gave him 20 yards to run, and that's how important blocking is when it comes down to receivers. And man, I just can't wait to see it. But back to the tight ends, fantastic. Right now, the room is trending upward. I mean, we still have guys who catch the ball and can't get an extra yard for whatever reason. But seeing Evan Ingram, get all those yaks yesterday, I was like, balances itself out. But yeah, super impressed by the tight end room. Super impressed by the depth at the offensive line. To see what it would look like, the way that we're pushing guys back 1-2 yards, to see how much it helps the running back out when they get a push like that. It's a thing of brilliance. So those two things have really surpassed where I thought they were at going into the season.
Man, Evan Ingram is as advertised, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say that. One catch for 58 yards, and it was a big one. Yeah, damn. That dude has speed. He's going to be a game changer, and he'll be the next 1,000-yard receiver that we have this season. We're going to have not just one, two in Cortland Sutton and Evan Ingram. Book it, bookmark it, clip it, do what you got to do. I said it. I said what I said. Man, he's gonna make a life easier for Bo Nix and going into year 2, man. Like he really is. He's like a wide receiver. The way he runs, the way he in and out of his breaks, like man, these are the type of playmakers that we needed in terms of the running back position and in the wide receiver position, which the wide receiver position was very like unproven, but now we're looking at it and we're like, damn, this wide receiver room is actually deep now. So deep that guys like I have to bring this gentleman up. I want to say Courtney Jackson is his name, ladies and gentlemen. Um, he continues to be a game changer. A dynamic player that is a punt returner, done some phenomenal things. And then he had a carry yesterday too. I mean, for like 30 some yards. Let me pull it up. Jesus. But the kid is dynamic, man. Let me tell you. One carry for 30 yards. That is special, man. So special that it's kind of like, so he won't make the regular roster. He won't make it through the roster cuts, in my opinion. But he's a guy that we can put on practice squad and develop and potentially be Marvin Mims replacement. I don't know. It's nothing. It's just later down the line if the Broncos feel like he's, yeah. Anyways, what do you guys feel?
agree. I agree with you. Not to jump off topic, but I mean that's literally the perfect scenario because you're not gonna extend Marvin Mims, especially if he's still the Marvin Mims that we know. Like still can't run the full route tree. You got a guy like Courtney Jackson that can come in and be that punt return guy and that gadget guy kind of. You can develop him for the next couple of years. I believe Mims is on year 3. And so like, you'll have Mims for this year, next year. And if you don't see any type of improvement, especially with guys like Pat Bryant and Troy Franklin stepping up, what I'm saying? You still got Court, so it's just a tough situation. Like Mims definitely has to take that next step. Like he has to take the next step too, to be able to sit there and run all the routes and get separation besides a go ball or,
Yeah.
or a double move. So, what I'm saying? Like, that's off topic. You know what I'm saying? That's another conversation for another day.
Right, but he gives you that option anyways.
Yeah,
but I like what I'm seeing. It's like you're losing talent potentially because if he doesn't make it through the practice squad and some other team that needs a wide receiver that maybe sustained injuries within their depth chart, that's a guy to look at, man. So yeah. I'm excited. I think we keep 6 wide receivers, as I said before, but I don't know what you thinking, Michael.
Yeah, I think it's a receiver room that's going to be crowded when it's all said and done. And my only concern is who's going to be on the field. So I'm not too sure if some of those guys do hang on, that they won't see the field too much because they're more for their potential towards the future.
Yeah.
But I am concerned. I am concerned for Mims. In general, just because I just feel like, where do I put him at? I feel like I got a guy better than him at any of those spots. In the backfield, now I got RJ Harvey. Troy Franklin had made that step. I'd probably want to see Pat Bryant out there a little bit more. I feel like he can do more things. Even running the cross, like he just does it better. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It just looks a lot more smoother. And so Mims is a great player, though. So these are good problems to have. These are good.
No shot at Mims, however, it's
these are good problems to have. But I've been like, well, where are we gonna put him? If I want to give Court a break and send somebody on a burner, so it's I'm eager to see what Sean's gonna do. And some people feel like it's a given that Mims is gonna be on the field no matter what. So I'm curious to see, because I feel some other guys really deserve to be on the field.
A lot of mouths to definitely feed,
And we can't get lost in that combo. But I mean, like you're right though. Like that's all facts. But also to get back to the game from Saturday, literally RJ Harvey looked a hell of a lot better in his second game than his first game. Even though some runs on his first game took him outside. That's what the read was. Besides that one run, I love how he pressed the hole, got skinny, and just exploded through. Like, I just can't. I love it. The fact that RJ Harvey, like, corrected his mistakes, and the fact that Pat Bryant is who he is, and Troy Franklin had a coming out party. I'm very excited for these guys, and I want to talk about another position that y'all know I love to watch all the time. Michael's about to start smiling because I think he knows what I'm about to say. The inside linebackers.
Yes, let's turn to the defense, please.
The inside linebackers, and I'll say I'm not concerned. Not concerned at all. I really think we found the gem in Kerryon Reed. I think that's how you say his name.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we found the gem there. Does he make the 53? I don't think so, but I think you have something there to where you can do what you did with Lavelle, like you did with Lavelle Bailey last season. And Turner, same thing. Like, Turner showed a lot. I'm talking about flying around. He picked up 2 sacks. He was everywhere on the field. But Lavelle Bailey, for me, his pass coverage was never a question. That's one thing. That was one of his strong suits. I need him to be a little bit tougher in that run game, though. He didn't do horrible. I'm not saying that. He didn't do bad. You would just like to see more. Chenard whiffed on one where he shot the gap and the guy shook his shoes off his body. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like linebackers going forward will be Greenlaw, Singleton, Strenard, and Bailey until Sanders comes back, if healthy, if he comes back. But I'm not concerned yet. I'm gonna check this 3rd preseason game out, who they trot out there. But it could be better. Not concerned, but it could be a little better there.
Yeah, I would say with Kenny, it could be a little bit better on that linebacking core. Wasn't bad. Like I say, Reed tackle for loss. I think it was he had one of the 3. So I think that's what we're more looking for, is more plays like that of getting them behind the scrimmage. It feels like the defensive has kept these running backs contained, where the linebackers should be able to make a play. It's a linebacker's dream, except we just got to have guys making play. But I do trust the depth. If one of these guys has to go in, I feel confident. Like, okay, these guys can get the job done. It just can you do it on a continuous basis?
Yeah.
So again, I feel great about the linebacking room, though, in general. Like, I really do, compared to what I thought coming into the season. I felt we were injury away from it, going from an A to an F, and I don't feel that way anymore. I feel now we're on the cusp of average. If we take Greenlaw out, I feel we're above average with the potential to be better in it. So I really like the room now.
Man, and we're deep at edge, man. Like, to just keep it on the defensive side of the ball. You got Quay Robinson. You have not Jordan Jackson. I'm losing a brain. Dondre Tillman. You got Jonah Alice. Man, you got. I mean, aside from Benito and Cooper, like, you got dogs in that edge room. Andrew Farmer, who's one, but Jonah Alice, man, like, round of applause to him, man, because he continues to show out in games and in training camp and in joint practices, man. Like, he's a dog, man, and I see why the Broncos drafted him, out of Utah, so that's another pipeline that the Broncos are tapping into in terms of universities for football talent, to get some prospects in this, but yeah, dude, I'm really excited about this defense. The depth is phenomenal, dude. We held the Cardinals. I don't know it's preseason, but we held them to 7 points. 7 points. 7 is 7. So
no team has scored more than 10.
Worst case scenario, I'll throw today at linebacker the way the guy hits. So
speaking of the secondary, and here's a guy. I hope I didn't take anybody's guy, but a guy who's on the rise, JL Skinner. Yeah, JL Skinner's game is improving, and
he's all yours.
Yeah, his game is improving. Just watching him fly around, I saw him fill a hole while getting blocked and still made the tackle. And I'm like, you just made what a linebacker should be doing. And you're sitting there safe. I know you're the size of one, but still, like, he was flying everywhere, making big hits. I love the fact that he's improving more and more, and hopefully he gets a couple of chances on the field. I definitely see him making the 53. But I'm just glad like his game is improving and he can't just be a special teams guy because we know what we're
Yeah.
getting from him on special teams.
Oh, and in terms of like just overall like performances, man, I gotta give a standing ovation to Davis Webb, who was calling plays for the offense yesterday. Man, that dude is
Oh, goodbye,
a
Lombardi.
gem. I'm hoping that we can hang on for dear life because that gentleman's might be out the door if we're not careful, because that's how special he is. He's a rising star in terms of the coaching tree.
Yeah.
So man, I'm just excited. He called a really good game. I felt like he was innovative the way he called the game. I'm getting scheming guys open or what have you, man. Like Jesus, like the running game was humming, like and then the passing game. This is potentially a top. I think this is not
Beauty.
potentially. This will be a top 10 offense in the league, and you couple that with the top defense in the NFL. You do not know. I got a ring right here, buddy, and we're gonna add another one.
Ring me, baby.
Yeah,
Ring me. And Kershaw punted a little better last night.
good.
I will say
Yes,
that.
he did. Yes.
He punted a little better. I mean, it's rare that we saw him punt, but still.
Yeah,
No, dude,
I can't wait till that becomes a problem, right? Because I'm like,
oh God,
we don't punt enough,
right.
I really feel better about this offense, and then you throw Bo Nix, you fill his spot with where Jared Stidham was last night.
No, don't.
Like, dude, we're Bo Nix with this offense, dude. It's gonna be scary hours for the NFL. It's gonna the
But if Bo
defenses are gonna be
struggles,
on their heels.
shouldn't we
No.
throw Stiddy in there?
no.
He played too damn good that they said, hey, sit this one out, in the joint practices against Arizona.
Like, bro, what are we saying? What are we?
Dude,
That
it
we're
went
not-
from like
look,
it was
I'm sorry.
havoc on the Twitter timeline. It was havoc on the Twitter timeline, right? Like it was
I'm sitting here-
wars.
I'm sitting here looking. I'm like, why in the hell am I seeing Stidham should start on my timeline? what am I? The guy been in the NFL for what, over 5 seasons? Been in the playbook for longer than Bo has, and you mean to tell me that he should start over Bo because he's literally torching second and third teamers?
And not only that, off a coach who if he thinks another guy's better, he'll get rid of that quarterback. He's already shown that he'll get rid of a quarterback.
Right.
So even you don't think Sean would make that move if he truly thought that would get him a win championship?
Oh god,
man.
Oh man.
So yeah,
buck him. That's all I can say is buck him.
Dude, this offense is gonna be special, dude. Like I think, they got rid of a lot of the hiccups. Granted, it wasn't any of the starters that played, but like they're working on the finer things, to be great at that, and to be better, going forward. So, yeah, dude. Ultimately, I think this is a top 10 offense this season, man. And how long has it been so that we've had that since the Manning era?
How long has it been since we had a tight end? Just seeing Evan Ingram. Just seeing Evan Ingram's first catch and he taking it down the sideline. Like I saw a bunch of tweets. That's the first yards after catch we've had since
little Jordan Humphrey.
You can literally combine all the tight ends yards after catch the last 3 years, and that still might have been longer than all of them combined.
Right.
I haven't seen a tight end run like that since
And
I know a fan play, I think.
Yeah, since the versus the Browns, huh? Yep. Since that long touchdown.
And then to like the defense, I just get chills, bro, because we haven't even played like legitimate Dre Greenlaw, a Fufanga, like legitimate dudes, bro, and we're keeping dudes out to 7. Like the depth I feel pretty confident in this depth that we have. That I was like, okay, on paper our starters look like elite, but like what is the depth gonna show us? And boy, have they stepped their game up for this preseason. So
yeah, I liked what I saw,
them, bro. I feel good now. I'm feeling good, bro.
It's gonna be
Kudos to Vance Joseph. I'm definitely gonna go back and look at some stuff. I really want to see what he's improved on and doing difference from years ago. Now it looks like you could literally plug in anybody. Maybe it's just they're getting the right people for the scheme.
Yeah.
But it almost
Fit the
feels
right
like you
team,
can
fit the
bring
culture.
everybody in. The fall off is not huge. You know what I mean? So kudos to them for figuring that out.
Yeah, and the
You
fact
know,
that you have the backups, like on just talking about the D line, I liked what I saw at Uwazurike. He looks like a big bull now. Like just he cut the dreads off. He looks bigger. Like I saw him be disruptive. Savion Jones.
he's nice.
Like dude, the depth, and that's the one thing I can say about this team this year that has me just like what the depth. Like I feel
Yeah,
like if you plug them in there and we won't miss a beat.
we've
Yeah.
definitely gotten some nice diamonds in the rough that we've come across, over the last few seasons, in terms of keeping them on our practice squad, like a Lavelle Bailey, or guys in that within that that fit that classification or whatever. So I'm excited, man.
Hey, there's nothing that drives the offensive lineman more crazy than seeing a fresh defensive lineman in there and you've been playing all game. Like, dude, you're like, oh my goodness, So I'm telling you that it really matters. It's like, man, this guy's coming in fresh. It's like,
One thing I will say though, in terms of the defense, man, is we've come a long way from that 70-20 loss that
don't
we
bring it
took
up,
against
dude. I
Miami.
can't stand
Well, I
it.
have to.
No,
I
no.
have to, because here's
stand
why
that
I'm bringing it up. Though, hold on, get your hands off your head,
No,
sir.
I just like
I have
it's
to, because look, that was like, it felt like that's where we really hit rock bottom
Throw
as
it
an
away.
organization.
Was
And
Russell
now,
Wilson still the quarterback?
yes, and that's.
That's where we hit rock bottom. Oh,
But no, dude. But like, really, it's like we've come so far, bro. Like,
I get it, but I just we I would say Sean tripped himself up on that. You can't you couldn't have Van Joseph run Fangio's defense. That was the you
right.
just couldn't do that from day one. You're asking for something like this to happen. I get it. Fangio's defense is something he's been doing forever, and just to ask somebody, hey, just do that, like that's crazy in my opinion. That Sean expected somebody to do that, whether it was Vance Joseph or any other defensive coordinator.
Manchester's gonna be a head coach somewhere in the league, bro.
So yes, we've come a long way, but I felt like that was for a different reason. And Drew Sanders, Drew
Yeah.
Sanders, middle linebacker that game. That's when I was like, okay,
yeah,
let's never do that again.
We're also facing like Miami. Literally, probably was the fastest team in the NFL that year with 8 changes.
Yeah.
And like you just got Drew
Crazy.
Sanders. You got Drew Sanders and Josie Jewell. Hey, go get them.
It was a track meet, dude. Not to get off topic, but
we all
it does feel good, bro. Like,
It has
looking
come a
back
long way. You're right.
to where
But
we're at now, So I'm excited, man, about this season. We got one more preseason game. Who do you guys want to see like rise in next game?
I'll go first on this one because I'll make this short and sweet. I want to see Blake Watson and Bidet take RB 3 and 4. I want to see them take it. That what it's at stake. They know it's at stake. I want to see you go out and take it. Estime, his hill, he can't climb that hill. Sorry, they just way past you. You got probably about 6 hills to climb before you can even get in the conversation.
Oh,
the battle's going to be out of McLaughlin and Watson probably. So one of them got to take it. And I'll be there watching up close.
nice, dude. That's exciting. Hell yeah, dude.
If I would say anybody for me, it's gonna be probably Reed or Turner in the linebackers.
Okay.
I really want to see if they keep getting better. I'm really curious to see if it's a weekly thing or if they've hit their limit already. If next thing they go out there and they're flying around and they have a couple tackles for losses and stuff like that, and they're doing their job, then man, I'm gonna feel good. Not necessarily for those guys, but just for the linebacker room in general. That there's a lot of growth and they're coaching the right things up.
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing those people.
Yeah. For me, I just the linebacker room myself. Karena Reed and Lavelle Bailey, man, step up. You guys, we got injuries. We've already suffered injuries in an injury-riddled room. In a Drew Sanders, Alex Singleton, Greenlaw. So the next man up, I'm hoping those two guys Reed and Lavelle Bailey could really show us something more, continuing, their solid showing, and hopefully make this team. So I think Lavelle Bailey will make this roster, but it's going to be very close. But will Karen Reed be that continue the undrafted free agent track record? Continue the track record that that we've had in signing these undrafted free agents. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. My
No,
little
you good.
boy
I'll
came
make
in
this
here.
point. I'll make this point to you. Literally, Lavelle Bailey had the green dot on his helmet, not Justin Strenard.
Yeah.
So I mean I feel pretty confident Lavelle Bailey's going to make it. I don't think it's a sure shoe in that Strenard is. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just because the fact that they entrusted Lavelle Bailey with the green dot, not Strenard.
Okay.
Like I find it kind of crazy, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah,
Something
that's all I got.
keep in mind.
Yeah, something to keep in mind.
Okay.
That's all I got.
And Kenny, for those who don't know what the green dot is, can you explain it to them?
The green dot is your signal caller, the one who fills in the plays. He's the captain. He's going to line up everybody everywhere. He's going to make sure everybody's in the right position. Pretty much the Mike linebacker. He's the guy. He fills in the calls. He makes sure he calls the defense out. He lets them know what they're running and everything. So
yeah, I like it. Good eye there of keeping aware of who the green dot was that game. Anyways, any final thoughts, you guys, before we get out of here?
No, I thought it was a great week for the Broncos country. Besides the injury, terrible injury, also, but I thought it was a great week in general. I thought our draft picks are doing very well. I think in general we should really reflect that. Wow, man, that I normally expect you to only hit on one, possibly two. I feel like they're doing, the guys that are picking, and I'm going to expect it from now on. So that's what's crazy, So I really like the way the rookies are playing in general. The fact that we're plugging them in with a team that's ready to move. I really like, because this was important part of us competing for a championship was these guys have to impact the game immediately, and Jade definitely is going to do that. You could see and you can see in the receiving room, Bryant is capable of doing that, and we've seen what Harvey did with that. Man, I bet the running back coach was just like, "Oh my good lordy, if you can do that for us every week, sliding through the middle like that, it is game." He really did get skinny, like it sounded like he hadn't had to do that in a while, because he sounded like he could just take off at any time at Florida. He could just run and run. So,
yeah.
I'm just so excited where those guys are at. And again, I'm looking for that unrestricted free agent who's going to come and impact the team like we've always had one, our Chris Harris Jr., who's going to be that guy, for the Broncos.
Nice. What about you, Kinley?
I don't have anything. I'm looking forward to watching them up close. But Michael pretty much said everything that needed to be said. And I mean, that's pretty much a wrap for this episode. So
yes,
Broncos country, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. I believe we are 22 subscribers away from 200. So y'all help us get there. You can find us on Twitter at BUCKEM, on TikTok, BUCKEM. And we just appreciate all the love and support. And remember, if it ain't about the Broncos,
buck 'em.